Hey, what's going on, YouTube? I'm getting ready to paint the Fox body. But before I do that, I want to do a little tutorial or maybe a parts review on the gun I'm going to be using to paint the 86 Fox body. I'm going to be using the Harbor Freight General Pneumatics or Central Pneumatics spray gun. It's only 11 bucks. I think I paid, maybe it was 11, maybe it was 14 bucks. It was on sale. So we're going to do a little tutorial and take this thing apart because it has to be cleaned before you ever use this gun. Any gun you buy, you should clean first. So stick around. We're going to clean this because we're getting ready to paint that. So stick around. All right, guys. Like with anything you get from Harbor Freight, it comes in, of course, it comes in a box. So this is a brand new gun. The paint cup comes in a plastic bag, like everything else. And that's the paint cup. I'll put that to the side because we're not going to need that right now. You get a cleaning brush. Make sure you use the cleaning brush. It's very important with the Harbor Freight guns that you get all they put like a grease inside of it to keep it from corroding. You have to make sure you get that grease out before you ever use it. And if you're on a budget and you don't want to screw up your paint job, it's a good gun to use. So, but you have to clean it. Okay. I've already read the directions and stuff and how to take it apart because I've used them before. But it comes sealed up. That's what you get. Okay. It comes with a filter, and see, even the filter has got oil on it. Can you see that? That has to be cleaned off before you ever use this gun, or it will contaminate your paint and it'll be completely screwed up. You'll get fish eye. It won't look good. So that has to be cleaned. And if there's a bunch in that filter, there's a bunch in the gun. Don't be afraid to take the gun apart. It's easy to put back together. So we're going to unscrew the needle or the spray cup. That has a little bit of not corrosion, but the anti-corrosion grease in that. That has to be cleaned out. You pull the paint supply out. See, it pops right out. That doesn't have to be cleaned so much, but it also has this stuff on it. You have a spring. You want to clean all this stuff. Then you have your needle. Okay, and if you look on this needle right there, you can see what I'm talking about. That's what they put on these to keep them from corroding during shipping and while they're just sitting in a warehouse someplace. But that right there will completely screw your paint job up. So that has to be cleaned out. It's inside the gun. Oh, I dropped my plastic. Okay. And I am missing the tool. Imagine that. I'm missing the tool that's supposed to come in the kit to clean out, to take the end of the gun off. And I don't know if I have one, so hold on a second. All right, everybody. I thought I had a tool to take the fluid tip out, and I don't. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to just drench it in reducer and see if I can get it to clean out that way, because I need this gun to be clean before I ever use it on the paint. Yeah, I got a frog in here. I'm in the new section of the garage we just got built. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit of medium reducer into a paint mixing cup. I'm not going to waste this because this is what I'm using to paint my parts. I'm going to put all my parts, where's the frog, the needle, the cup, everything into my mixing cup. Don't forget the filter. Put that in there too. Jostle that around a little bit, and it's already changing the color of the reducer. So there was quite a bit of that in here. Actually, I want to put a pair of gloves on, so hold on a second. Gloves are a good thing to always keep in your shop too. Chemicals, you just want to keep your hands clean. Again, I got these at Harbor Freight also. I think they were $7 for a box of 100. So we have the little brush. I'm going to clean the needle. Cleaning the needle is very important because there's a seal inside the gun. If you don't keep it clean or keep it free of whatever, it will leak. And these guns are prone to leaking. I mean, you can't expect a lot for, a $14 or $15 spray gun. But see, now the needle's clean. Set that aside. I want to make sure the fluid, that this nozzle is clean inside and out. Because there's little holes in the end of it. You know, a lot of you guys that paint already know all this stuff, but the new guy or the novice that hasn't never painted and wants to try it, here you go. These are the holes in right here. This one right here is where the paint actually comes out. And then you got air holes over here that actually spray it. And then you have ones right there that kind of break the paint up. You got to make sure those holes are clean. Let me find out where I'm at. There we go. If they're not clean, you're not going to get the right spray pattern and your paint job is going to be screwed up. So there we go. I think you can see it now. So you got to make sure those are clean. And the good thing about these Harbor Freight guns, in all reality, for 11 bucks, after I use it, I don't even bother cleaning it again. And I just usually throw it in the trash and buy a new one. So the adjustment knob right here for the paint flow, we're going to clean that up good. So that's clean. Basically with these guns, everything has to be clean and taken apart. I'm going to clean the spring. Make sure that's nice and clean. Put that aside. I gotta grab a rag. Right back. Hold on, guys. I guess I'm not very well prepared, but here's what it is. All right, next thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna put the gun back together, and I'm gonna pour some of my reducer down inside the bucket or the paint reservoir. Now this is very simple to put back together. Okay, you take your needle. Of course, it faces down. Run it right back down through there. You gotta make sure, there we go, like that. And just push it in. That's it. That's all you have to do. Then you take the spring that came out, put the spring on the end, put the adjuster knob back on. There's a lot of tension on it, so you gotta push and twist at the same time. Well, let's see if I can get it to work. All right, come on. It's kind of hard with gloves on. And as you can see, there's residue on the glove from, see it right there? From where I cleaned everything out. So that's why you want to clean it out. If you don't, you are going to ruin a paint job that might turn out very nice and be proud of. All right, come on. Of course, now that I'm on camera, I'm going to have problems putting this back in. All right. Hold on a second, guys. Let me adjust the gloves. Anyway, I'm making this look harder than what it actually is. It's not hard at all. There we go. I don't know why that had to be. It's early in the morning, so I guess it's probably just me. So the more you screw that in, right here, the less travel you're going to have on the trigger. I always screw mine all the way in. Screw it all the way in till there's no travel on the trigger. Just that. And then I'll unscrew it until I have full travel on the trigger, and that's it. And we're getting there. And that's about it right there. That's full travel on this trigger. And then I tighten up the lock screw. And that, for me, that's the preset. Right here, this is I keep wanting to say fuel. Your fluid flow, always turn that wide open. Always. At least for me. So we're going to put the nozzle back on. Get rid of that. This also tells you, or tells how, or not tells, but regulates how much actual flow. This has I think a 1.4 needle on it, which is good for most paint. It's not really good for thick primer, but for most paint that's thin the way it's supposed to be thin, it works well. So now we're going to put okay, forgot the filter. There's the filter. You got to put the filter back in. You don't want to forget this filter because it'll keep the needle in the seat from getting plugged up. There was a lot of residue in the bottom of that bucket from where I cleaned this out. And I'll show it to you in just a second. Screw it, I'll just stick my hand in there and get it. There. All right, I'm going to dry that off a little bit. Now see, that's cleaner than it was when I took it out. So there's no issue with getting any, I don't want to say stuff, but so then you screw your cap on. These are kind of prone to leaking, so you want to make sure it's tight. Okay, I'm going to get a different bucket because that one's got contaminant in it. So just hold on for a second, guys. I know this is going to be long, but hold on. All right, I got a different bucket because I don't want to keep using that when it's got something in it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the cap off. I'm going to pour a little bit of my reducer into this. Not a lot because I don't want to waste it. Put my cap back on. I'm going to give it a little shake. Make sure everything's getting cleaned around. Just hold the trigger into it. And as you can see, the first little bit that came out was the oil. I don't know if you can see that in there, but it's kind of got like a yellow tinge to it, but I'm cleaning everything out as I go. So give it another little shake, break anything loose that's in it. Just let it run out. If you don't get all this grease or oil or whatever the anti-corrosion is, it will screw up your paint job. This is the same for any gun you buy. Any gun you buy is going to have that same stuff in it. There, that's probably good enough. So we're going to dump the rest of it out. I don't want to waste too much of it because this is what I'm using to paint my car with. Dump that out. Doesn't hurt to leave a little bit in there. And then just get it all out. And guys, generally that's about what it takes to make one of these Harbor Freight guns work halfway decent. I'm going to paint my car with this and you're going to see how it turns out. If it turns out good, great. If it turns out like shit, you're going to see it. Again, this is a Harbor Freight General Pneumatic spray gun. I think I paid either 10 or 14 bucks for it. And I've said 10, 12, 14, but it's between 10 and $14. I got it on sale. So stick around, guys. We're going to get this car worked up and we're going to get it painted. This is what I'm going to use.